Hello all, another game week nearly in the books. Moving on to another game week. Nice wee midweek coming up here. Hope everyone's well. Always start these videos with good morning or good afternoon, which is completely inappropriate because people could be watching them whenever. People could be watching them whenever. So, similar focus again. Still got the under 21s on. Couple of shocks, obviously. France out. That's a bit of a surprise. We've watched that game and Ukraine were really good, to be honest. France have got loads of good players too, but there we go. Quite a competitive tournament, so some interesting fixtures coming up. Spain against Ukraine and England against Israel. You'd have to fancy England will beat Israel again. Done pretty well to get this far, Israel, and Ukraine against Spain's harder to call, I think, to be honest. You would think that Spain should win that, but Ukraine were really good against France. So Mudryk playing, Sudakov, Trubin keeping everybody out, and providing me with a goalkeeper for midweek, which is good. On the overview or home screen here, picked up a couple of these Sorare cards. Thought they were pretty good value, to be honest. They're trading just about the same price as the other cards, so obviously on 6% as well, because first owner bonus, special edition, all that type of stuff, and I think they look good. So I picked up Schlotterbeck and Kvaradona. So is it Kvaratskhelia? I buys for next season, really, to be honest. Guys who are still under 23, proven class players. Nice special edition, so should hold their value pretty well. Nicky van de Ven, he's had a few links, and people will laugh, but he's been linked with Celtic as well. So, yeah, he's a guy I like anyway, to be honest. So, one just to buy and hold, and Benzema, obviously a bit more topical. France edition, so that's pretty nice. And yeah, I mean, Blue X is the worst case scenario. I think that Sorare will have to consider covering Saudi Arabia at some point, hopefully with getting a license and stuff as well. But even if they don't, Benzema's obviously got usage in terms of the Asian Champions League. So anyway, on to this week. I've already picked a couple of teams here, just in terms of under 23s and cap rare. So we'll have a quick look at them, and then we'll get into the actual lineup builder. Under 23 rare pro, yeah, really grateful for Ukraine winning, to be honest. It's taken away some forward options for me. No Guri, no Sherky, but got a goalkeeper. And actually, I think this is a really good week to play the under 23s because there's not many under 23 goalies available. So obviously Georgia went out, so no Marmardashvili. Tenas obviously is a Spain goalkeeper. Not really in a huge supply as well because he's been a backup, so there's not many of him about. Trubin and Gomez is interesting. The issue I've got here is that I don't really have any better options than Sergio Gomez, so let's hope this isn't 3-3. But Trubin and obviously Gomez defender card, if it is a 0-0 tight game type scenario, then he could still actually score well. Rico Puig, just a guy I've been picking pretty much every week at the moment. You know, he's doing like 55s and 60s without getting a goal or assist. So yeah, still doing very well. Just a shame, obviously, LA Galaxy couldn't score in a barrel of, let's say it on stream. No, I would say it. Alan Velasco, again, home game for Dallas. Jesus Ferreira is away with US of A, doing very well as well. But gone with him as captain, mainly because obviously Gomez against Trubin, it's kind of hard for him to put up a huge score and Trubin to put up a good score, so going a bit more optimal and picking Velasco. And Christian Medina, nice wee 80 last game, been playing for Boca, and Varela seems to be playing a bit deeper and Medina a wee bit more advanced, so he's been doing really well. So nice optimal lineup in terms of having two super rares in. Also, not ideal with Trubin and Gomez, but could still score well. Under 23 there. Again, going Trubin. Don't really have anyone else actually in the rare level this game week. That's how restricted it is. Valentin Gomez played the last game for Velez. Played very well, clearance off the line. Looks like they've moved to a back three with Giannetti and the other dude. Can't remember his name. so that's good. Barco, as you'll see in a wee minute, humped a lot of teams for this game week, but was rested. River went for full rotation. Thales Magno at home, and Facundo Torres had 2 decisives last week, which was really nice. Cap 240 rare. Kim Don Jun is the goalkeeper one last week, so that's a touch because he's playing this week. Actually pretty short of options this week, so it's a pretty hard midweek. Kyle Smith's going in there for the cap level, to be honest. Not many defender options. Curtis Jones, I think he'll do well against Israel. Did do well last game against them as well. England playing well. Velasco I've mentioned, and Medina I've mentioned. All-Star Super Rare, this is a pretty nice team, so a couple of things here. There won't be many entries midweek because there's not many combinations. Obviously, it's quite a tough game week, so Macagno for starting goalkeeper. Valentin Gomez we've mentioned. Alan Varela, Boca haven't really been rotating so much. Shut my mouth now, this is a guaranteed rotation. Felipe Silva captain, usually would go Cezinha, but you see this game 7th of July at 11:30, which is quite close to the deadline, so obviously that's going to be quite hard for Opta to get the scores in time, unfortunately, so it looks like it's going to be a game without any AA scored, which is a shame, but there we go. That's not the purpose of the video. Quick recap in terms of what we've had for the game week. So All-Star Super Rare in play just now. Felipe Silva, we're just on for a tier 5 at the moment. Zimmerman sent off, which was a pain in the backside. But if Felipe hits well here, might scrape a tier 4 or tier 5 Super. Champion America Limited, pretty solid. Boanga letting the team down a bit. Tier 3 Limited. Under 23 rare, done okay to be honest. Bake and Lee Hanbum with a clean sheet. Curtis Jones, pretty average score, and that one's sitting 111, so just scrape a tier 5 rare at best, although that might drop out. All-Star Rare Pro, still got the A's to add for Osaka and Vaco, but I don't know if that's going to get any form of card, to be honest. Under 23 Limited, wee bit of a disappointment, so Barco obviously completely rotated. Tennis and Gomez conceding the clean sheet, and Shirky and Barcola done pretty well, but that one's not going to do too well. So it's been hard in terms of under 23s. There's no doubt that it's been quite hard to pick these teams. Cap 240 rare, 292, so that's always a good thing. Obviously getting $50, and the focus of the video, 240 limited, we've hit the $5 again. So Hatanaka coming on from the bench. Giacomakis went off injured. That's a shame. Legit was his usual rubbish self, but at 39, well, I say rubbish, but Santos is not really that good at the back, and obviously Hani and Gomez getting the score in, so 255. So bar not to that will get the $5. So on to this week. So we'll go for same again. Cap 240, and firstly under 23 limited. First thing to point out here, if you have Trubin, is that Trubin is not actually showing up again. Don't ask me why. He's got a game, he's available, but he's not showing up. So there we go. So we've got two choices here. I think given we've gone Trubin in the 23s, I'm going to go with Tenas again. Two reasons for that. One, we can go Tenas and we can go Sergio Gomez. So looking at these other options here, got some Boca options, Wygand, Valentin Barco. He's interesting because he's been playing as a sort of left, like advanced player rather than the left back. So that's pretty interesting. But I think I'm going to stick with the tried and tested Arno Tenas and Sergio Gomez. Obviously, if the ideal result would be 0-0 in normal time for me now based on these things, but you know, whether or not it will be 0-0, I don't think so, looking at these teams, to be honest. But you know, we're a bit short options now. So either this or go for Trubin, and I'm going to go against the rare teams just as a wee bit of a differential as well. Midfield wise, so we've got some really nice bonuses on these Boca cards. That's because I was a maniac and bought a lot of them pretty early. We've also got Barco at home. We've got Jacob Ramsey, but he went off limping, so I think he might miss this game. I watched this game for England and he played very well, but Ramsey went off injured. Going to go Barco. I know he missed the weekend game, but that was planned rotation. They only played the goalkeeper. Everybody else was rotated, so I'm going to go with that. Forward is obviously going to be a wee bit more difficult here, so bit short on options. So Maximiliano Romero, been playing for Racing, has been pretty good. The only problem there is San Lorenzo have been excellent at the back, really, really strong. So yeah, it's a difficult one. I think Gattoni has now joined Sevilla, so that might disrupt them a wee bit. But there we go. Top option is Rodrigo Pinheiro, and he is playing for Union Espanola. This is the guy who used to play for Nashville, by the way. He's a pretty good option, to be honest. Probably be my first pick because obviously you've got Daniel Saikan here, but against the goalkeeper and defender, there's nobody really lurking down here. I don't think so. I'm going to go for Pinero. I think I'll be quite stuck on that one. There's just, as you can see, it's quite a tough game week, so there's not much to actually go at. And then I think I'm going to put in one of these Boca cards here, and I think I'm going to go for Medina. Obviously, Cifuentes is a reasonable option. That's quite a big game. LA against Galaxy. Could go for Blanco, actually. He played the last game, I think, for Spain. And just go for the all Spanish affair. But Ukraine were pretty good in midfield, to be honest. Sudakov was excellent. Bondarenko played well. So I'm going to go for Medina. And that's a pretty good fixture, actually, that they've got there as well against Union San. Is that Union? Oh, hang on. Let me see in case I'm just talking nonsense here. So, again, back to tried and trusted with, can't even talk tight. Deary me. Have we got the Boca details on here? Yeah, we don't. Bugger. So yeah, I'll keep that under consideration. Union, let's look them up on SofaScore quickly. Get the old phone out. The last time we tried to do it on the screen, everything went ski with. So I think that's a reasonable fixture for Boca, to be honest. Boca Juniors. Matches. Union. And Union are, 24th. I thought that. I'm not talking rubbish. So Union are 24th. Captain choice, I think I'm going to go for Barco, well rested. And River are at home. There's a lineup selected. Moving on to the Cap 240. So again, not really much choice here in terms of goalkeepers and things this week, although do have some which are a wee bit lower. So first thing is, I don't think there's anybody who has a really no cap type situation here. Obviously, there's still guys away and everything. Stade Johar won't play. I don't think Glazey's back. So I think for goalkeeper, we'll go for Drake Callender. What we'll do is we'll run this through and see if we can get it, see what Sorare data says afterwards rather than just going for it just now. I quite like the Boca guys here. That looks like quite a good fixture, albeit it's away from home, and also they've been playing pretty well. Boca quite tight at the back, so I might actually go for Wygand and Barco if I can fit them both in. So there's a wee stack. So Wygand should have Alan Varela available as well. Oscar Romero is a good player, I think, as well, but he's not really been playing. Cap available 51, so we could go Varela, and then we could go Barco, obviously, as a defender card, but he's been playing a wee bit more advanced, which could be good for him, actually. Let's see, obviously. And that leaves us with 58. So for the forward side of things on 58, awesome. I think we'll go for Dennis Boanga. He's due a banger, and to be honest, LA Galaxy have not really been that good at the back. So there we go. Selected quite quickly. Dennis Boanga, Barco, Varela, and Wygand. I think that's, as I said, a good fixture. They're on good averages as well, and Boca haven't really been rotating that much as well. We're just having a look through, and there's nothing else screaming out, so it is quite a tough game week. Let's run it through the lineup builder just to see what that's saying. Suggest the lineup. Make me look like a dick. Calendar, Wygand, Medina, Boanga, and Barco. Interesting. So Barco we can't use because we're using the 23s. Medina the same, but obviously we've put in Varela, and the rest is the same. So that's actually pretty good. Bit reassuring that I'm not a complete and utter diddy. Although sometimes sometimes you make these selections and they look really good and they just make you look like a complete and utter diddy. So there we go. So that's the teams picked. I'm not going to go into any more than that. It's just such a restricted game week. There's not really that much on, so I don't think it's worth going over anything else. Obviously, I'll fill out the rest of the teams with the rest that's available. But even with the rare selections here, I'm having to sort of focus on divisions. I don't even think I'll have an all-star rare pro in this game week, to be honest, just because I'm playing two under 23 selections here, and goalkeepers wise don't really have enough. So Trubin to the goalkeepers, Kim Dong Jun is the other goalkeeper, Macagno is my super rare goalkeeper, and I think that's all the rare and super rare goalkeepers I've got. So that just shows you how restrictive a game week it is. So there we go. Another lineup builder in the books. Hope everybody's enjoying things. Thanks again to Sorare, obviously, for covering the under 21s. It's been really good. Enjoyed watching it on UEFA TV. And obviously, sometimes people look at these games maybe in the Gold Cup and, teams getting bashed up 6-0 and everything and say, it's those kind of difficult games in terms of everybody else to compete with. But at the end of the day, the game's all about utility, and under 21s has been brilliant, and I feel as if this has covered the gap. Like, there's teams in Europe playing pre-season friendlies and everything now and working towards coming back, so that's really good. So thanks again for watching, guys. Hopefully a couple of wee cards to open in terms of the video, and then we'll be looking forward to the weekend. Good luck everyone with the game week, and for any pools if you've won anything. Thank you.